All right, we are getting started today with the roadmap to creating your running schedule. I have a very informative and highly interactive workshop for you today. If you have struggled with creating your running schedule, or you're always just trying to wing it because you really don't know how to progress your training properly, this training is for you. I am so excited to share a lot of things with you to get you on the right path. My name is Emily Delbridge. I am a certified personal trainer as well as a running coach, and I love to help runners embrace and master heart rate training so that they can make running both look and feel easy. And one thing that keeps coming up is that I hear runners say they're not really sure about how to set up their running schedule. And there's cookie cutter schedules available, but the truth is every running schedule should be unique. You need it to be personalized to you, to your goals, to where you're at right now, and so many other things. So this training, this workshop is going to help you do just that. Now, if you have any questions, please drop them into the chat. I would love to answer them. Say hello. I want to hear from you. And uh, we are going to get moving right along because I have a lot to share with you today. So I am going to start with sharing my screen here. All right, so here we are with the roadmap. We are going to get this all figured out. And you are in the right place if you often feel like you're not a real runner. A lot of times when we're not working off of a schedule, we don't have a plan in place, we don't feel like we're a real runner, whatever that term means to you. I know a lot of us have lots of doubt and lots of imposter syndrome, and we are going to take care of that today too. And you are in the right place if you struggle with consistency. We're going to talk about ways to help you stick with it. And you are in the right place if you wish running would look and feel easy. We are going to talk about how to build out your schedule, your training plan in order to get the most out of it and in order to make sure that you can continue showing up and not get injured. And the secret is in the intensity and making it feel easy. So I'm going to help you with that. And this is the place you want to be if you want some help creating a running schedule and sticking to it. Now, hopefully you had a chance to download the workbook that came along with this training. It was in your email. You can go back and get it. You don't have to do it right now, but maybe you'd want a sheet of paper because we are going to start plotting out some points in your schedule throughout this time we have together here. So this is a quick view of what it looks like. I have a chart here, a table, so that you can fill out a 4-week schedule. If you don't want to do 4 weeks and you want to do the 12 weeks, you just scroll down to the 12-week section. It is nice when it's printed out and you can have it there at your disposal. Otherwise, just use a blank piece of paper and kind of fill it out in a calendar. Maybe you have a planner available that you know, a calendar that you could work with also. Let me see. So everyone's running schedule should be unique, kind of like nobody should be on the exact same diet. Like it's almost impossible for two people to eat exactly the same. Everyone is going to be different. We all like to eat different things. And our bodies require different amounts of calories. Our bodies require different or perform better with different macros, the proteins, carbs, fats, all of those things. It's nearly impossible to make it the same. We're all unique individuals, and the same goes for your running schedule. It needs to be unique to you. It's very important that you understand how to do that. If you're not looking to get the help of a running coach with the one-on-one coaching, I absolutely understand people that want to do it yourself. DIY, that's my thing too. I love to DIY. And when there's something that I want to do, I go take action and learn how to do it. And that's what you're doing here today. So that's wonderful. I'm so excited for you to be taking charge, learning some new things, and improving on your own ability, improving your knowledge about running. So you are ahead of the rest just by being here today. And I have a very fun reward for you for hanging out until the end. It is my cross training guide for runners. You can use the workouts that are in this guide. It is a PDF that I will email to you, and it is 39 pages long and is full of balance and resistance exercises. I give you some ideas on how to put those together to progressively improve over time. Balance training is an excellent place to start, and that is what this guide is for. It will really help you if you've ever struggled to know what to do on those cross training days. And here is what you're going to learn by hanging out with me today. And that is the biggest mistake recreational runners make so that you can avoid it. It's my 7 simple steps to creating a running schedule. So we're packing it in here, guys. I want you to walk away feeling like you have accomplished something and that you are ready to make your own schedule and head out the door to run. And you are also going to learn how to make running look and feel easy. We're going to be talking about that more, and how to gain energy and stop feeling burned out. And that is going to help you stop starting and stopping and finally get consistent. This training is not for you if you are not willing to do the work. I cannot do it for you unless you want to do the one-on-one coaching. That is actually not what this training here is about, though. This is where you are able to take the information, create your own schedule, and get to running, okay? And if you're unwilling to let go of what others think about you, when you are focused on improving your own personal fitness, you really have to let go of what others think. You can't worry about posting to social media and what people will say. If you like to post to social media, do it. Don't worry about people's comments. You really have to focus on the inner work, why you're doing what you're doing, and let go of what other people think about you. You really just have to keep practicing that. And this is probably not for you if you're already an elite runner or trying to qualify for the Olympics. No. But if you are just starting out, if you've been running for a while, even if you've been running for a few months, even a year to 2 years, this can still help you. And I hope that you are going to gain so much from it. And the thing is, like I said, you are going to be able to end this training with so much more clarity than when we started, right? And that is my goal for you today. But this is probably not for you if you get upset or offended when somebody gives you 60 minutes of free content and then makes an offer at the end. Because I do have a way to improve and simplify your training as a runner. And I am going to make that offer here at the end if you want to continue on with me. But like I said, you are going to make it through this training with tangible results, regardless if you continue on with me or not. And I want you to get to know me just a little bit. I don't know how much interaction we have had in the past, but I know probably some through emails or social media. And, for me, when I really started working off a plan, when I really started getting consistent and doing so in a way to prevent injury, I have those recovery days in place and I am in control of my running intensity. That is when everything changed. I no longer had sore hips. My hips are a problem for me, so I have to really keep an eye on that. I no longer have fatigue and I no longer procrastinate. And that's something that having a running schedule in front of you, all laid out and ready to go, will do for you. It's going to cut back on that procrastination where you don't know what you're about to do when you're heading out the door. All right. And I've been running for quite some time. Back in 2009 is when I ran my first half marathon. This is when I was completely winging it. I had no idea what I was doing. You know, right now I'm 39. I have two boys, and this summer I'm coming up on my 20th wedding anniversary as well as my 40th birthday. And I look back to 2009. This is when I just had my first son, and I really wanted to lose the baby weight. I signed up for this half marathon without having any running experience. I talked my sister into doing it along with me, and we had a great time. However, our training was lacking, to say the least. All right. And then I continued experimenting. I never fully committed. I did get really committed to working out though. I was doing a lot of lifting, but I would just sprinkle in the cardio, and I would sign up for these smaller races. In 2015, I did a color run. In 2018, an inflatable 5K. And of course, quite a bit sprinkled in between, but trying to hit the points that really kind of changed me as a runner. And it was in 2018 that I truly became like obsessed with working out. So I'm working out every day. Like I never miss a week. I'm doing lifting and I'm doing a lot of balance training. And I was like, this is it. This is what I want to spend my time on. I was a insurance agent for a long time, 8 years. I was an insurance agent, our personal line, selling the auto and car and our auto and home insurance. And I would always just think, I wish that I could do something more active. I really want to spend my time learning how to live healthier and be fit, right? I wanted to do something much more active than sitting at a desk. And back in 2018, that's when I became certified as a personal trainer. And then quickly I realized I really want to focus on running because I've always wanted to be a good runner. And I really could see that as training as a personal trainer really didn't teach me what I wanted to know about running. All right. So that's something that I want you to take away from this, is that when you go and hire a personal trainer at a gym, unless they're a runner themselves, they probably don't have much knowledge around what it takes to be a runner and running longer distances, such as a half marathon or a full. All right. So once I did that, that's when I learned how to build my training schedule. That's when I learned what exercises directly support you as a runner, and many more things, of course. And then in 2019, I tell you, 2019, I had an amazing year. I was running all the races. I was signing up for everything. I think I ran like 8 or 9 races. Some of the big ones that I really enjoyed was the 2019 Trail Ragnar. It was a 16-mile leg of a relay. So you run a total of 16 miles non-consecutively with a team, and it runs all night. And that was really outside of my comfort zone, but I'm so glad I did that. If you have any questions about Trail Ragnar or anything like that, please let me know. I'm here to help you guys in any way I can today. And I also ran a 5K with Olympic runner Nick Symmonds. This was a group run. This is where I was like, yes, group runs are where it's at, and it can really push you to your limit. I ran my fastest 5K with him, and it was amazing. This was a group run. I was not the only one there, and it was just a wonderful experience. And what I found is that my training prior to that made it so that I could do this run. And it's because it was something that popped up sporadically. I wasn't planning on this for months. It was like I heard about it, and a week later I'm doing it, but I'd already put in the training. I'd already been working on it. And that's what's so beautiful about running, is when we keep our base up, we can do those impromptu races and perform well at them. And so also December 2019, I ran the Grand Cayman Half Marathon. This was like a dream race. My sister moved to Grand Cayman, and I flew down, stayed with her without my family, which was like a big deal for me at the time also. But to just be down there with my sister I ran the 2019 Grand Cayman Half. It was a wonderful experience, very hot, but very fun, flat course. So after all that, the pandemic hit and I started running a lot. Like during the pandemic, like early 2020, I was putting in a lot of miles. It was like the only thing I could do. It felt like it was something I wasn't going to let go of. I let go of my nutrition a lot during this time. But I didn't, I like put all my energy into running and I ended up getting injured and I had severe hip tendonitis and it made it so I could not run for 2 full months. And even after the 2 full months, I was so nervous about running again. And this was a really pivotal point for me. It's where I was like, something's got to change. What am I not doing right? Because I was cross training, I was running consistently, but there were a few problems that I didn't realize. And I really believe that this injury was such a big blessing because it opened my eyes to what I was doing wrong. And I cannot wait to share that with you so that you don't make the same mistake. So fast forward to today. Now I set my ego aside and I follow a proven method to minimize my injury, which is a very important part of a running schedule. And I show up more consistently because I'm no longer sore and burned out, and I'm seeing progress in both my endurance and speed, which makes me excited to keep going. Like I look forward to my workouts, which is super important. Now, everything kind of changed when I chose health as my reason for running. This was another thing I got out of COVID is that suddenly I'm no longer training for races, which I'm sure maybe you have had those same feelings. We're not really training for races. Even still now, I don't have a race on the calendar. But now I'm training for my health. And I understand now how much more important that is than ever. We want to have strong heart, lungs, circulatory system. These are the things that are going to protect us, keep us healthy from viruses. And trust me, if I can do it, you can do it too. I am certainly not an Olympic runner, and nor will I ever be, but I maybe even a little bit more experienced than you, but I still have to rein myself in so that I don't overtrain. I'm still experimenting. I'm still figuring all the pieces out. And that's part of the fun is it's always an experiment and we can always improve together. So a couple things to keep in mind. You do have the power to create your best year ever. Even without races, whether you have them or you don't, you can still improve your running ability. You can change your habits to support your growth. And as a matter of fact, you kind of have to. Your habits are so important, and sitting down and creating a running schedule is a habit you want to have in place. And perfection is your enemy. It's so important to develop a strong foundation. And when we hold ourselves to perfection, we often give up. We say we can't do it. We can't stick with it. We get frustrated and give up and take weeks off at a time. And that isn't going to help you reach your goals. So stop trying to be perfect. And when you have, an off day, when you do miss a workout, bounce back. If the faster you bounce back, the less damage has been done. So a little pop quiz for you here. What is the biggest mistake recreational runners make? Pushing hard each and every run. B, fueling their run with candy. C, not hydrating properly. D, skipping their warm up. Which one do you think is the biggest mistake? Let me see here real quick. I'm back. I got it. Oh, we have some answers. Elena says A or D. And we have D. Murphy says A. Let's see. Thanks, guys. Great to hear from you. All right. So I have it back up and ready to go. And here is the answer. It is A, pushing hard each and every run. We fall into this. So many runners fall into this. because there is that mentality out there, no pain, no gain. We hear this all the time. We like are raised with it. We grow up with it. And it's so hard to shift your belief that you have to push hard each and every run. It's very hard to stop doing this, but it's so important to your overall success. And we're going to be talking about that more as we go here. So, most recreational runners are a poor gauge of easy runs. Easy runs are critical to your running schedule. And right now, we're going to jump right into how to create that running schedule. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to determine your training availability. This is the very first step. This is what I do with each of my clients. First, I need to know what days can you train? How much time do you have available? The more detailed your answer here, like Sunday, I can run first thing in the morning and I have an hour available. Monday, I'm not available. Tuesday, I can squeeze it in at lunchtime. I can do 20, 30 minutes at lunchtime. Wednesday, same thing. Thursday, I just can't do it. I'm too busy. I have meeting or whatever it might be. Know what days you have available. Yes, you're going to be able to move the days around a little bit, but the more consistent your schedule is, the better. The better you can plan, the better you can prepare, and the more you're going to show up. So we're going to remain flexible, yet we're going to do our best to set aside and prioritize our workouts and commit to the time each day of the week. So for step 2, so steps 1 through 4, you can kind of do all at once. All right, you're able to take all this information pretty quickly. So next, you're going to identify your starting volume. What is your long run right now? And we're going to talk about if you're totally beginning day 1, we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. But if you have been running, what is your longest run? And it has to be completed like within the last week or 2, and you have to have built up to it progressively. I wouldn't want a client to say, oh, I ran 5 miles last week, but I hadn't run the 2 months prior to that. I really pushed myself 2 weeks ago or 2 days ago and did 5 miles. That's not really building up progressively, and you're still starting out as a beginner in that case. But if you have been running consistently and you've built up, what is your longest run? So you want to identify that. So a beginner, a great place to start is Couch to 5K program. It takes about 9 weeks. A half marathon, you're going to be planning 10 to 12 weeks, and that you have built up to 12 to 15 miles of a base. So your long run, or not your long run, your weekly mileage is 12 to 15 miles per week before you start your half marathon training. If you're not there yet, you still need to be building up to the half marathon. And then the full marathon, you want to be running 18 to 20 miles a week as a prerequisite, and you can anticipate training for 16 to 18 weeks. Let me know if you guys have any questions on this. And I added some of this information to the workbook download so that you can easily access that information. And also, this training is going to be emailed out as a replay so you can look back through the slides. So step 3 is to plot your goals. So plan the week, plan the month, and the year if that is something that you're able to do. What milestones do you want to reach? What races are you signed up for? Know where they're at way ahead of time. This isn't something that you want to suddenly put on your schedule, all right? Unless you've just been continuously working and building up. But we want to start plotting the goals on the calendar. So like I said, I have given you guys a calendar, the 4-week calendar and the 12-week calendar. Put on that calendar what days you want to reach the 5K. What day do you want to reach the half marathon or full marathon? So we got to start plotting those onto the calendar. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about the longest run, because the longest run is truly important. This is one that you don't want to miss. And we want to talk about how to build it up. And there's different ways to go about this. So this is where it really gets unique to the individual. And you have to be listening to your body, paying attention. Are you feeling overtrained? Are you having aches and pains? Are you having a nagging pain, which is even more of a concern? So these are some ways that you can safely build up. There are some different ones. 1 mile a week, you can add to your long run, or you can go by a 10% increase. The 10% increase, you're going to see this if you've ever done any research on creating your own running schedule. You're going to see this 10% increase in a lot of different places. A lot of people use it and people don't even know where it came from. Like literally is there's no place that you can find who created the 10% rule. So I find that interesting that so many people use it and there is really no true proof behind it, although a lot of people use it and are able to train safely. The problem with the 10% increase is a lot of times you are able to increase a little bit more, especially early on, because say you're running 1 mile on your long run. So then if you're doing the 10% rule, next week you would only be able to run 1 mile plus a tenth of a mile. And your buildup would be so slow, right? So I think you need to use your common sense. You need to listen to your body. And I think when you go with the 1 mile increase, it's a little bit better, especially early on. And we're going to talk about some more ways to gauge how much to increase that long run. Another thing that you'll find is a lot of coaches will tell you to keep your long run under 2 hours and 30 minutes. So this is for the people that are trying for the full marathon. And maybe your full marathon is going to take you over 5 hours. And the theory behind this is we don't want you to get injured. We don't want you getting injured on your training runs because then you cannot show up on race day. And if you are building up over time, you should still be able to show up and perform for that full marathon, even if it is going to take you 5 hours and you've only trained up to 2.5. All right. But what happens is depending on the individual, people start freaking out if they have not run closer to the time that they estimate their marathon to take them. They think they're not ready, and this gets in your head. And so there's a lot of reasons why to keep it under 2.5 hours, but then there's also reasons why for a specific individual, it might be better to train at those longer hours. One of the things that you can do is train by time limit on those long runs, because then if you are a slower runner, you're not out there for those extended hours, 4 and 5 hours to complete a certain distance. So that's something that you can do. And if you are deeply concerned about not having enough time on your feet, it's just super important that you're controlling your intensity and listening to your body to avoid injury. So if you are currently at the 1 to 5 mile long run, I would suggest that their maximum increase would be 1 mile per week onto the long run. If your current long run is 5 to 22 miles, the maximum increase would be 2 miles onto the long run. And we'll talk about increasing your mileage throughout the week, the volume throughout the week. So typical range for the longest run for a 10K, a lot of people will go all the way up to the max, that 6 mile run, but then they even go further. You train beyond the distance is a great method of training, because what's going to happen is when you train beyond the 10K distance, it's going to make that 10K feel easier and you're going to be able to achieve better, faster times because you have built up your volume. For the half marathon, it's recommended that you run 12 to 13 miles prior to completing the half marathon. And then the full marathon, 18 to 22 miles would be your buildup. So we know full marathon is 26.2 miles, but you may only need to complete a long run of 18 miles. It all depends on you, your individual, how you are responding to the training. Is hitting 20 and 22 miles before race day too overwhelming for you? You will still be able to complete that half marathon as long as you've built up over time. Integrating weekly volume and structure, your training program must sufficiently stress the body, but also allow for proper recovery. This is super important. So you'll see in training plans that you'll have training cycle durations. And again, it's custom to you. What gives you the best results? This is something that you need to experiment with over time. There's a 3-week cycle where you're building up. It does say 22 miles for each of these weeks, but imagine it was 10 miles and 11 miles. And then you, on the 3rd week, you drop down to 8 miles. You're giving yourself time to recuperate. If you have been training for a longer period of time, maybe you've been running for a year and a half, your training cycles may be every 4 weeks. But it's important to give yourself that rest. You're not going to continuously progress for a lifetime, right? We're not running for endless amounts of time. We need to step back, give our bodies a break, and then build it back up. So whether you go with the 3-week cycle, 4-week cycle, or 5, really depends on you as a runner. It depends on your running experience and what your goals are. But the idea of this is every 3rd week, you step up, you step your long run miles back, or the 4th week or the 5th week. But you need to have that step back at some point in time to give your body that rest. Step 6 is the development of your daily and weekly schedule. And it's okay and recommended to swap out different types of cardio. So definitely you want to be running 3 days a week at minimum. I always recommend shooting for 5 days a week to get the biggest, best results. You can sprinkle in an extra day depending on if you've built up your base good. 4 to 5 days though is where you're going to see where you're making improvements and your body is still having that time of rest for recovery. So prioritize that long run. And then the other days of your running, you can swap it out for riding your bike or swimming, some other form of cardio. This is great for instance, if you were to get injured running, and having already built up a base of cycling is going to be very good for you so that you don't end up with a cycling overtraining injury. So it's always recommended to try to throw in at least one other type of cardio in your training program, whether it's the elliptical, whatever it is for you. This is a very good idea. Let me know if you have any questions about that. So now we are talking about weekly volume. So we were just talking about our long run volume. Now we're talking about weekly volume. So these numbers are different. The current weekly training volume, if you're running less than 5 miles a week, your maximum increase of miles would be 50%. So if you're running 5 miles, then maybe I would probably run, you're just starting out, I would run the 5 miles more than 1 week, maybe 1 week, 2 week. And then if you're like, I need more miles to reach my goal, it's okay to increase your weekly total up to 50%. And maybe that means you're adding in an extra day of training. All right. So maybe you add an extra day and you bump up your long run to reach 10 miles in a week. And then as you can see, as you are increasing, that maximum percentage decreases, because 20% of 20 miles is 4 miles added on for the week, and you're going to be feeling it more. We want you to build up safely so you stay injury-free. All right. So let me know if you have any questions on this. Again, I did put this exact chart onto the workbook. So if you downloaded the workbook earlier in the week, I have recently added it, so you can go back and look at that. Putting it all together, it's so important to listen to your body. I hope you have really seen some ways of building out your schedule that you may have never thought about before, because it's so important to show up for your workouts, and skipping makes things more complicated. You want to stick with what you have written down. It makes it so much easier. And then a quick reminder that you're going to want to prioritize your long run. All right. This is the information I take and use to build out personalized running schedules. And I wanted to show you real quick a sample training schedule, because you can, cookie cutter schedules are available out there, but it really is important that you have built up your base according to what they say that is required. And it's really important that you know how to read a running schedule. So this schedule here is, I got it right off of Hal Higdon's website. There are free schedules there, but it's important that you, like I said, know how to read it. So you will find easy runs, tempo runs, and fast runs. And then there's these other runs that aren't really labeled what to do. And I want to really make you guys understand how important your intensity is. Easy run, what is that? What is easy for you? Most people say a conversational pace. So you can easily have a conversation during an easy run. It doesn't mean it's 1 minute slower than your fast pace, because a lot of times we need to go quite a bit slower than our race pace in order to truly be at that easy run. Tempo run usually means 30 seconds slower than your race pace. Typically it goes by 5K. Your 5K pace, if you know, once you get to where you're running frequently, you'll figure out what your race pace is. And then a tempo run would be a 30-second slower mile than your race pace. 4-mile fast run, here I have it circled. So a fast run, that is going to be a day when you're running more at race pace. Maybe you're doing some speed work that day, interval training. This is also an important day that you want to be adding to your schedule, so long as your base has been built up. And I wanted to point out that from that same training schedule page, if you look up above that training schedule, it defines what run means. So when the schedule says run, that suggests that you run at an easy pace. How fast is easy? You define that your own comfort level. This is exactly what is written on the Hal Higdon page. And a lot of people don't even read it. And then a lot of people also they don't understand what it means to easy run. So the 3-mile run here on Monday and the 65-minute run on Sunday are just labeled as run, but technically you should be running that easy. All right. So it's very important that you're working easy running into your schedule. Each and every run should not be hard. How would you rate your intensity when running the majority of the time? Think about your past 5 runs. What has been your intensity? Has it been very easy, easy, moderate, moderate, hard, or hard? Most runners come back and say moderate, hard, and hard. And it's funny because you'll find when people are looking for ways to run faster, you will get people telling you to add in speed work. And the average runner is probably thinking, how do I add in speed work when all of my runs feel so hard already? I'm already pushing myself. Every run is a speed work day. That's a problem. That is a problem. And I want to help you solve that because it matters. And the reason why it matters is because when you run hard or moderate hard, frequently it can cause a lot of problems like stress, aches and pains, procrastination, or skipping your workouts. You're going to feel very tired and fatigued, and you're going to be very prone to injury. And I'm not just talking about minor injuries. I'm talking about the big ones, the stress fractures, the tendonitis. These are things that don't go away for long periods of time, and it really sucks because then you can't do what you really want to do. You can't reach those goals. Your race fee falls, you have to cancel, reschedule, and it's just a mess. So we want to make sure that you do not get injured. And what happens when you are able to avoid the stress? What happens when you no longer have aches and pains? You stop procrastinating. You're not tired. You have energy and you are injury proof. Like you've done the work so that your body is strong enough to withstand what you're trying to do. Hello, consistency. This is when you have the big breakthroughs because then you can truly become consistent when you get rid of all those problems. And what tool can help you measure your intensity, make running feel easy, make it so you can stop feeling burned out, and minimize aches and pains? Did you know that there is a tool that can do all of these things? There is, and it's your heart rate monitor. Your heart rate monitor on your smartwatch gives you all the data you need in order to train like the athlete that you are. You just have to know how to use it. And when you train in your aerobic zone or your low heart rate zone, your heart, lungs, circulatory system have the ability to get stronger and more efficient. When we're training at a higher level, our heart is not getting stronger, which is very counterintuitive because when we're training at these higher intensity levels, it is impacting our muscles, but our heart is just getting fatigued. Whereas when you're training at the lower end, it gives your heart the opportunity to get stronger. And it has been proven that over time, you will be able to run faster at the same low intensity. So when you train at an easy pace, and I don't say slow, remove slow from your vocabulary. You do not run slow. I do not run slow. I run easy on easy days. And what happens when you keep doing that, you're able to run faster, but it still feels easy over time. And it takes some time, but all great, really improving your fitness level for the long term, it takes time. Surprise. It doesn't happen overnight. But when you practice and when you show up and run on the easy days, you will get faster. For example, you might start out with a zone of 130 to 140 beats per minute. That's how many times your heart is beating per minute, 130 times. And to maintain your zone, maybe your pace is a 15-minute mile. After a couple of months of consistency, you might be able to run at a 12-minute mile pace while maintaining the same beats per minute. And that is results. That is your body becoming more efficient. All your joints and ligaments are becoming stronger. They're building up progressively, and you are becoming a stronger, faster runner. And you will be making running look and feel easy because you're running at an easy pace. So choosing actions that are in your own best interest is very difficult. Eating the healthy food, going to bed at a decent time, training at an easy pace. These things are not easy for us. I don't know why. It's just, we know that it's in our best interest, but the convenience and the ease of the other option just always seems more appealing. The sugar, the mentality of pushing yourself hard each and every run. These are things that are hard to overcome, even though we know better. And it's just, you have to forego that immediate pleasure for the exchange of long-term benefits. There really isn't a way around that. Now, I'm going to take a quick drink real quick here. Is this making sense? Are you understanding how incorporating easy runs is such a big deal for your running schedule? All right. Well, let me know if this is making sense for you. And you know what? I'm not sure exactly why you showed up today. Maybe you are just frustrated not knowing when to run, how hard to run, and how often to run in order to reach your goals. It could be that you're ready for a change for a completely new challenge, or maybe you're tired of watching other runners make it look so dang easy, and you want to make that happen for yourself. Or perhaps you were bored and just wanted to hang out with me, Zoom calls. It's like the new TV, interactive TV, right? I know you guys want results. But the bottom line is that heart rate training rocks. Like, it is where it's at for getting those sustainable results. And it is an excellent tool to make your running schedule work for you so that you can transform the way that you run in truly your life, because things will start changing quickly. And I believe that if you've been on this call up to this point, you have what it takes and the desire to excel. You know what? Just showing up today is taking the action. Like, you want to become a better runner. You want to have the tools in order to make it happen. And this is something that you can get started with right now. And please remember, nothing I've shared with you here today is theory or fluff that might work. All of my information is sourced from the UESCA. I use multiple references, and all of these things are proven to work. And this is exactly what I've done in my own training to quickly increase my mileage and run pain-free, boosting my consistency. And I've helped multiple runners to achieve consistency and pain-free running, which is so important. It doesn't matter if you're new to running or a seasoned runner. It is all about the baby steps and taking action right now. Some of the benefits of heart rate training are to strengthen your heart, lungs, and circulatory system. Strengthen your bones, joints, and ligaments. When you skip over the easy runs and always are pushing yourself hard, you're skipping over the part about making your bones and joints and ligaments stronger. You gain lots of energy because you will no longer feel depleted, because you're not leaving it all out there each and every run. You're going to say goodbye to the aches and pains, and you are going to build a strong base. And what that does is it puts imposter syndrome to rest. Like, you will no longer feel like you're not a runner because you're working with a plan. What you're doing is getting results because you're going to be able to see them, and you're going to start tracking them. If there is one thing to take away from today, it is that I have cracked the code and hacked heart rate training in order to show anyone how to get started as simply as possible. Because when you start out with heart rate training, if you're doing it on your own, you're going to get overwhelmed. And because there's so many different strategies, there's so many different ways of going about it. And I'm telling you, if you can pick it up and stick with it the first few weeks, it will change your world. And it is a system that is repeatable, and it's proven by my team of runners. And you can improve your running ability doing this and transform yourself into a consistent, healthy, active runner without aches and pains. Running easy it will change everything for you. I just wish I could had a way to show you how much it can change things if you are currently running hard or moderately hard even each and every run. So the obvious question is how can you apply heart rate training for leveraging the power of controlling your running intensity and improving your health consistency and running ability? You have a choice. You can do it the slow way through trial and error by taking some of the pieces that I've given you here today, or you can do it quickly using my Heart Rate Heroes membership. What is Heart Rate Heroes? It's my complete step-by-step heart rate training membership, which provides the know-how, the support, and the motivation. It's designed to take you by the hand to walk you through the process of getting started with heart rate training. There's no missing steps. There's no confusion. It's the fastest way from point A to point B. And it's all laid out for you on a website. What exactly is it? It's four modules. It's a mini course. It's a very fast course. You can learn this. The number one training in this course is 25 minutes. You watch that and you're ready to go for a run. That's it. It's so fast. And I help you set up your device, help you calculate your zones, and get the most out of your zones. Like I said, when you are researching heart rate training on your own, there's so many different methods. And I take you through the very easiest method. And then I give you some more advanced information that you can kind of progress to. So you will get instant access, including updates. So I'm always updating the portal. And it's literally step by step, nothing is left out. Along with a growing community of kind and understanding runners to support you and encourage you along the way. And they are the best. I'm going to introduce you to a few here in just a moment. But I want you to imagine having energy all day long, fewer aches and pains, letting go of pace and having a new focus. This is a big one for a lot of my team members. Running faster at a lower intensity and better overall health and love of running. And all you have to do is follow the steps. And this is what you'll master. You are going to have an intro video of getting started with heart rate training. You're going to learn how to calculate all 5 zones. Cardiac drift, you're going to learn about that. Aerobic and anaerobic exercising. These are some terms, they are getting a little bit higher level, but once you get an understanding, and it's not hard concepts to understand, your training will start shifting. You'll start understanding how your body truly works, and you will start getting those results. These are all training videos that are in a portal. That means that it's a membership portal, you log in and you access all the videos right on your smartphone. It does have an app, or you can do it through the website. And all the details mean nothing without ongoing support. Isn't that the truth? Elena, she is here with us today, and she is in Heart Rate Heroes. And the support is so critical to your success. Having other people that are going through it with you, it makes all the difference. The camaraderie is just beautiful. I don't know how else to say it than that, but we're cheering each other on. I do 2 monthly live trainings a month, and there are weekly accountability posts. So this is all inside of a Facebook group reserved for Heart Rate Hero members. And there is the weekly accountability post comes up every Monday. This is where you share your workouts. I give you something to focus on for the week. And then you'll have monthly progress checks where I will show you exactly how to measure your progress so we can make sure that you are reaching new levels of fitness. And then if you're not seeing progress, we'll go back to the drawing board and see where can we make changes? Where can we tweak it so that you can get those great results? Mindset tips, mantras, recipes, all the things are shared in the group. And how much will Heart Rate Heroes group coaching cost you? And what are you going to be paying to master this yourself? Basically, if you're going it alone, which you're absolutely able to do. DIY, I get you. And you can give it a try. But you know what? It costs you so much time and frustration. And our time is so critical, right? We're so busy nowadays. Everything is coming at us. And when we feel overwhelmed, we give up and we don't follow through. So I really believe what it's costing you to do it alone is results. So if you want results, it's important to get that support. And my one-on-one coaching starts at $97 per month. Now we're talking about group coaching, which is different, but one-on-one coaching is something that I still offer because people, they don't want to do the work to lay out their own running schedule. And they want a coach in their corner. They want somebody to have their back. And when you invest, you put a monetary value on it, you're more likely to show up. People show up because they don't want to waste the coach's time, right? So that is another form of accountability. So, people ask me, why are you showing how to build a running schedule when you're a running coach and that's like a big part of your job? It's because I understand the want to do it on your own. And I understand not everybody wants a running coach. Not everyone can afford a running coach, as a matter of fact. I get that. But at the same time, running coaches do a lot more than just create your running schedule. They support you, and that gives you that extra layer of accountability. And it also gives you that connection with somebody so that on race day, when you show up, you can feel confident in your training. And that is something a lot of runners are lacking, or they just feel unsure and they're not feeling confident on race day. So there's value in having a running coach, but there is still a possibility for you to go on your own, and having a group coaching plan can help you reach your goals also. So how much is it going to cost you? It's not 25 a month, not even 19. We are doing all of this for $11.99 per month. So you get access to the portal, you get access to the running group, and you get that support, weekly support, daily support. We're in there talking with each other daily. And there are 2 essential bonuses I am packaging with this, and that is the ultimate survival guide to low heart rate training. Because in the beginning, guys, heart rate training is tough and it's a mental game. And this will help you really stick through those early weeks. Then there's treadmill tactics in an entertainment hub, because I know so many of you are using a treadmill at least some of the time. And they're infamous for being extremely boring. Some people just hate the treadmill, call it the dreadmill. But I share here with you in this bonus tips on how to utilize the treadmill, and also my favorite entertainment resources. So those are 2 bonuses that are included, and your satisfaction is guaranteed. I'm giving you 14 days to give it a go. If you don't like it, you let me know and I will send you a refund. No questions asked, although I do like a little bit of feedback to know if there's a problem that I can correct, but you will be getting your money back. No questions asked. Don't worry about it. If it's not a right fit for you, then you don't have to continue. But I really think that you will benefit and love it, because look here at Carla. She says, Heart Rate Heroes is awesome, and I'm 99.9999% sure I would have quit heart rate training without it. It's so hard to do it alone. And Carla, she is a go-getter. She has big goals. She just recently ran a 50K trail run, and she is all in. She don't mess around. And she is there supporting all the other members too. Then tip here, she thought it might be for someone that was a little more serious about running. Like maybe she just was dabbling at first, but now she's showing up and her legs are no longer sore. Running is easier. She's able to run longer distances. And that is because she has shifted from running hard each and every run to running easy. Then there is Destiny, and she was concerned that it would be too complicated, but it really reinvigorated her enjoyment of running and showed her an excellent path to long-term success. Amanda here, she didn't think that she could commit 100%, but now she is staying in her zone and she's no longer feeling fatigued with her heart pounding out of her chest. I think we can all relate to that, where we're just dying at the end of our run. Once you put in the work and start focusing on easy running, you'll no longer have to worry about that dreaded run. So heartrateheroes.com is where you can go and get signed up for this. You get all the things. It's in a portal. You can download the app and I explain to you exactly how to do it. It's super easy. You will be able to get started with heart rate training so fast. 25 minutes is the first video and you are ready to get rolling. You're going to learn how to calculate all 5 zones. You're going to learn about cardiac drift, the aerobic and anaerobic workouts, and breathing technique. Yes, I have some surprises tucked in this portal for you. There are a few extra trainings, but there's no pressure. You can do it at your own time. You can come back and you can learn all the things, because I do have some extra trainings, one particularly on breathing technique, which is very helpful. Then you get those bonuses, the ultimate survival guide to low heart rate training and the treadmill tactics. It is $11.99 per month. This is a monthly membership that you can cancel at any time. And today only, I am including a high protein recipe pack. It's 52 recipes. This is a bonus that I will be emailing to you. It is not in the portal, and I'm only doing that for those who register today, March 4th, today's calendar day. I will let you go until midnight tonight. If you are on the fence, I wouldn't wait too long, because this bonus pack is really great. And maybe you have recently done the Kick the Sugar challenge with me. That was a really fun time, and I gave out a few recipes. This one is packed with so many more, and it comes with photos. We want to see what we're cooking, right? And it gives you so many options: smoothies, snacks, breakfast, lunch, dinner, all the things. And this one is a high protein recipe pack with 52 recipes. And also I'm including a vegan pack. Both of these recipe packs will be emailed to your inbox today if you purchase today only. So banana, strawberry pancakes are listed there. Yes, those are awesome. And there's 48 more vegan recipes. And it's kind of fun, if you are not vegan, to experiment with some vegan recipes, because you might like some. And it's always good to start introducing new healthy options. And even though I am not vegan, I do like to play with these recipes in my week. If you are interested in the one-on-one coaching, that is available to I have a very limited number of spots available. And this is $97 per month. You get everything that comes with the Heart Rate Heroes package, but you also will get bi-monthly one-on-one coaching calls with me. We will get on the phone or on a Zoom, and we will talk about your goals, get you that custom training plan. Anybody that signs up with this, the first month, they get a Heart Rate Hero t-shirt, and it's very limited, guys. I can only let in 5 people to the one-on-one coaching, because it does take up the time. If you have any questions, you can email me at Emily@MyFitnessCore. And I want to go over some frequently asked questions here real quick. Do you have to have any special equipment? You do want to have a heart rate monitor. I just recommend people go ahead and start out with their watches, their smart watches. You don't have to get the chest strap for the heart rate monitoring. Some people do find that it is a little bit more reliable when you have this chest strap, but even I only go by my watch. I have an Apple Watch, but the Garmin's, the Fitbits, all the different things, they're good enough for what we're trying to do here. How much time will it take? Well, to get started with heart rate training, you are going to watch a 25-minute video and be ready to rock and roll. Now, inside the group, you're going to want to check in with us. You want to be accountable. Showing up and posting your workout is going to help you reach better results. So that is something. Not all the people on the team are reporting their each and every workout, and that's okay. Everybody uses social media differently, and everybody kind of works on their own pace, but I highly encourage people to show up inside the group. So maybe 5-10 minutes a day in the group, and monthly trainings come twice a month, and they're usually pretty short, like 15 to 20-minute trainings, and they are provided on replay, so you don't have to show up live in order to get the training. Will you get a personalized training schedule? No, it will not be personalized unless you sign up for the one-on-one coaching. However, I do provide a template. All right. So I do provide a template for how to start, and that is within the portal inside Heart Rate Heroes. And is heart rate training only for the serious runners? You are a runner, you are an athlete, and you need to start training like one. Your level of seriousness, I mean, yes, you do want to be showing up 3 days a week, but no, you don't have to be trying to win a race in order to heart rate train. All right. This will benefit you, whether you're a beginner or even those of you that have been running for a period of time, but you've never really measured your intensity. You are going to get the biggest, best results. And I do have that gift for you, the cross training guide. Go ahead and type in gift into the chat. Let me know that you want this, and I will get this to you today. No, that's going out to you if you showed up here live. So this is my resource that is curated especially for you as a runner. These moves will directly support you. You are going to have balance training and resistance training, and I actually lay it out for you so that you can build up progressively. So let me know if you want that by typing in gift below in the chat. Randy, I see you. You will be getting this in your email shortly. I will have these out in no time. This is a downloadable PDF. All right, so just a quick recap here. You will get, with Heart Rate Heroes, you get an overview of heart rate training, you get calculating all 5 zones. We're gonna talk about cardiac drift and how that impacts your training. Liz, I see you there. I will make sure that you get that bonus of the cross training guide. Aerobic versus anaerobic exercising. This is actually really good information to have. And then also there is a breathing technique video that you will have instant access to, as well as a few others that are hiding there in the portal waiting. Hi, Maria. I will definitely send that cross training guide to you. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Please let me know if you have any questions. And here, also, I want to remind you that there are a couple bonuses: the Ultimate Survival Guide to Low Heart Rate Training, Treadmill Tactics. If you spend any time at all on the treadmill, you will want to see this guide. It is $11.99 per month to get into Heart Rate Heroes, and it is satisfaction guaranteed. If you have any concerns about the program, if you're dissatisfied in any way, you let me know and I'll give you a full refund. Today only. This is today. So the window to get into heart rate training or Heart Rate Heroes will be 1 week. However, today is the only day you will get the high protein recipe pack. And if you have been running for whether a long time or you're just getting started, you probably know your nutrition is so important. And this will give you the inspiration to start eating healthier, really get on track with your nutrition so that you can get those results. So many people are showing up and running, but they're not eating right. So some runners even gain weight because it's so hard, because you start craving all these things because you have more hunger. But a good thing about heart rate training is it kind of switches you. It switches you to burning more fat versus glucose and carbs, where when you're running faster, you're burning more sugar. And that makes you crave more sugar. But when you do heart rate training and you are paying attention to your intensity, you're running at the lower intensities, your body will start shifting and start burning more fat as fuel. So that is something that we go over in detail inside Heart Rate Heroes too. So today only, you get the recipe pack full of photos, and then also it has a barcode that you can scan and it will upload the macros to MyFitnessPal. That's really a great tool if you use MyFitnessPal. Also, you'll get the vegan recipe pack as well, which includes 48 recipes. These are breakfast, lunch, dinner, smoothies, snacks, all the things to keep you running strong. I appreciate you guys so much for showing up here today. Thank you. I will be sending the replay out to you. I am here for you at Emily at MyFitnessCourt. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to help. And like I said, I'll send out that replay here in a little bit. If you want to go back through these slides, go ahead, check out the download of the workbook one more time, because I did add a few things before we started here today that weren't there a few days ago. So the charts and all that stuff, so you can have easy reference to that. I want you to walk away from this feeling like you've learned something, you understand how to set up your running schedule, pay attention to that long run, and pay attention to your running intensity. Thank you so much. I will be here to answer your questions at Emily at myfitnesscore.com. I'll see you guys. Thanks.